Hey everyone, Michelle here from Cake Craze. I just want to show you really quick few tips and tricks on how to use molds. So today I'm going to show you how to use a lace mold. I'm going to show you how to do some borders in a mold, and I'm going to show you how to make this amazing unicorn Pegasus from a mold. So I've got some fondant here. I'm just going to knead it a little bit. I'm just going to spread it out and roll it out, ready for our lace mold. It's got my cornflour puff there. So we want to roll it long enough and wide enough to fit in the mold. You can also pop it through your pasta machine if you like to make it nice and even. So just check you've got the right size. Then what we're going to do is use a cornflour puff because it's a bit easier and a bit more concentrated to get in all the little gaps rather than a cornflour shaker. So if you can make a little puff, this one's just made from chucks with an elastic band. So just empty out that extra cornflour. We're going to fold our piece of fondant over the top, and then we're going to push down and transfer that pattern onto our fondant. You can also use your little rolling pin, but I like to get in there with my fingers and make sure the pattern is going to be really pronounced. So you can start to see with the shadows if you're doing well with imprinting the pattern onto your fondant. Now, you could turn this out and then cut around it, but there is a little bit of a trick to this if you don't already know. So if you use a clean paring knife and you just follow those shadow lines, they will cut off for you nice and cleanly, and you can see where the pattern finishes, and you just follow the shadows. So just continue trimming until you can see the outline of the mold. And then I just like to clean up the edges with my fingers, and then you can really see the outline, and any fondant that doesn't need to be there will just roll away. Okay, so once you've done that top section, which is the most important section, you can turn that over and unveil the gorgeous lace mold. So if you can get beautiful edges on that before you take it out of the mold, then it's so much less work for you once you take it out. And then you just trim the edges and trim the base. And you've got a beautiful piece of lace to place around your cake. Now we're going to do a pearl border. I'm going to show you how easy it is to pop out that pearl border. So what we need to do is just take some of our fondant and roll it into a ball, and then roll it into a snake. Doesn't need to be super perfect because we're going to push it into the mold anyway. Okay, so what we're going to do, use our cornflour puff again. Just give it a wiggle around and then empty out the excess. And then we're going to start to push down that snake into the pearl mold. And we can take our rolling pin, make sure it's pushed all the way in. Now again, like I mentioned before, most people might tip that out and then try to cut around all the pearls, but I have a super fast way to do it and a great tip for you. So take your paring knife and you're laying flat on the surface of the mould, and you're going to slide your paring knife all the way down to the end of the mould. You're going to take off that excess there. Use your fingers again to clean it up. Then all you need to do is turn it over and pop it out. And you've got super easy, fast strand of pearls. The last mould I'm going to show you is the Unicorn Pegasus mould. So big thanks to Bake Group for sending this to me. We put that on the top of our amazing rainbow unicorn sprinkle cake. I'm going to show you how I made that and got it out nice and cleanly, because as you can see, some molds are a little bit more fiddly than others, so I have a bit of a different technique to use and show you on this one. So we're going to take some of our fondant. Just going to knead that back together. Roll it out. I'm going to keep it thick. And I'm just going to check the size. Yep, so that's a good size there. Cornflour puff into the mould. Make sure you get all the way in, especially the little feet and legs there. Empty out your corn flour. Okay, so this time we're going to completely cover the mould, and I'm going to start to push inwards and make sure the mould gets completely filled with the fondant. So you can roll over the top, and then you can kind of see the shadow that it is in all the parts of the mould. And then what I will do with this one is I will turn it over and tip it out really carefully. Okay, so we want to take him out nice and carefully. Got a little casualty with his hoof there, but we can fix that up. Okay, so if you do have a mould that has little tiny fiddly bits, this way is the best way to do that. So you can just start to trim around. So you can use your paring knife, or you can get one of the little scrapbooking knives that you can use that are a little bit smaller, whatever suits you. And just cut around the outline. There you go. So this way takes a little bit more time, but at least you get a perfect result. Now, all I need to do is just go around with my fingers and clean up any little jagged edges. Just smooth them over a little bit, and there you go. So there you have it. 3 different molds and a few different ways, tips and tricks for you to use them nice and easily. See you next time.